Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. And welcome to another sub-zero day in the great British woodland, and I'm going to answer a question from a viewer on a topic which I know many of you will be interested in, about shoes and which ones to own. So today's question comes from a chap called Mike. And he says, I've been a subscriber for a few months, and are you able to offer advice on the perfect and versatile 3-pair collection of shoes? I'm fully covered for casuals and boots, summer and winter, so it's smart and smart casual that I'm looking to collect. Yours, Mike. Well, Mike, really great question. So what you're really asking me to do is choose 3 pairs of smart, semi-smart shoes that will see you through any situation in life. It's a difficult catalogue of things to choose from, and I'm not going to choose what everybody might presume. So let us embark on my top 3 shoe collection for any gentleman. Okay, let's begin with the smartest option of all. Now, I know what many of you chaps are sat there thinking. He's going to pick the black cap-toe Oxford. There's one on the table, and this is a classic leather-soled black cap-toe Oxford, which is perfect for pretty much any smart situation. Its simple and sleek lines and very elegant finish makes it ideal for those situations where you're heading out to go to a funeral, a job interview, a court appearance, or where you just want to look really smart in a situation. If you shine them up, you can wear it with black tie. Get a mirror shine on there, it's as good as a patent leather shoe. It could be the one shoe which answers all of your questions, but I'm not going to pick it. Oh no. I think the day of the black cap to Oxford, for me, is behind me. Now, I've got to be honest, I think, and in making this video, I looked through my shoe collection and I own 5 pairs of black cap-toe Oxfords. I mean, I've got 2 or 3 pairs like this one here. I've never worn them yet. And the reason why they have fallen into abeyance in my collection is because of this shoe. All right, this is my choice for my smartest shoe option. And it is a black quarter brogue Oxford. All right. I know, it's only the slightest difference from the black cap-toe Oxford. All that we see difference here is the quarter broguing, obviously. So instead of having the plain delineation between the toe cap and the vamp, our quarter brogue has a thin margin of broguing. And for me, that thin margin of broguing is what it's all about. It brings a little bit of texture, a little bit of pattern, a little bit of interest. And for me, that's why I choose this shoe these days as my smartest shoe when I'm going out for one of those occasions that we've just talked about. Now, to give you an example, in 2021, I probably had the smartest occasion I'm ever going to have in my life. And that's where I was invited to Windsor Castle to receive an award from, at the time, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles. Of course, now he is King Charles, but at that time he was just Prince of Wales. And I wore full morning dress. But what shoes do you wear with full morning dress? And the default answer is always going to be your black cap-toe Oxford with the best mirror shine you can put on there. But on that particular day, on that occasion, I thought, no. I'm a man who enjoys style, who likes a little bit of flair in my attire, but with a conservative touch. I went for the quarter brogue. So for me, the quarter brogue is my choice for the smartest shoe in my 3 shoe collection for gentlemen, without a doubt. Now, while we're talking about this shoe, I'm going to talk about Oxfords and Derbys, because there is a difference, right? So when I talk about Oxford and Derby, we talk about the lacing system. So an Oxford shoe is where the laces are all form part of the body of the shoe. On a Derby shoe, like this one I have here, really the Derby styling is just where there are flaps, where the lacing, which makes up the lacing system. The Derby style of lacing is definitely less formal than the Oxford. So for me, if you're choosing a shoe to be your smartest shoe, where you're going to be wearing it to those smart occasions, definitely black, definitely an Oxford style shoe, but for me, a quarter brogue instead of the good old black cap to Oxford. Now it's time to choose my second shoe from my 3 shoe perfect collection, and it's going to be a semi-brogue. All right, not very exciting really, but it's a semi-brogue, and for me the semi-brogue is the perfect option for somebody who perhaps wants a shoe which is very versatile. You're not just going to wear it for smart occasions because it's ideal to wear with a suit, but you also maybe would like to wear it with chinos, with a button-down collared shirt in the summertime, or maybe with a blazer and slacks for semi-formal occasions. The semi-brogue, with its medallion with broguing on it, adds an element again of style, of texture, of pattern. Now this semi-brogue is just about my favourite shoe. This is a Grenson shoe, and it's, you will notice, in a lovely burgundy colour. Now the shoe I'm choosing is a semi-brogue, Oxford style lacing, in a burgundy colour, and that's because I think this is just about the most versatile shoe that a person can own. The burgundy means it can be worn with charcoal grey suiting, it can be worn with navy suiting, it can be worn with any number of brown tones of suiting, it can be worn with your tweed jackets, it can be worn with your navy blazer, it can be worn with chinos, grey flannel slacks. It's got you covered for everything. That semi-broguing is not so much that it renders the shoe utterly informal. So you can still wear it in quite formal situations. And in this case, this is an interesting shoe, as I say, made by the British company Grenson, and we've got several different finishes of leather present in this particular one. We've got a grained leather on the vamp area, and the toe cap and the hindquarters are in a high sheen leather, but there is broguing throughout the shoe, which makes it interesting on the eye and lowers its formality level, so it can be worn in quite semi-formal situations. But for me, this is an incredibly versatile shoe, flexible across the entire range of my clothing. Do you know what? On a tough day, if I had didn't have access to my normal shoe collection, I could even wear this with a pair of denim jeans. It is possible to wear a shoe like a brogue with a denim jean in the right situation, and with this colour, perfect choice. So for me, my second shoe, my number 2 shoe, is going to be the semi-brogue in burgundy. Now for my final choice of my perfect 3 dress shoe collection, and it has to be, doesn't it, a full brogue, a full wingtip brogue. And in this case, I've got a Loke brogue here, a Loke Birkdale, been in my collection for a few years. Absolutely love wearing it. And this shoe is my perfect, less formal shoe. Although, to be honest, you know, the brogue started its life as a less formal shoe, often worn by the gentry when they were visiting their country estates. And as such, it was rarely seen in town. But the truth is, the brogue these days easily fits into the top tier of formal shoes in the modern world, because, you know, we rarely see dress shoes anyway on people these days, but the brogue definitely edges it there. You can wear it with pretty much anything. Now this particular example is a chestnut brown colour. It's a Derby style lacing, and it's on a day-night sole. So it is actually an incredibly flexible shoe. Now the Derby lacing system, the little flaps there making up the lacing rather than integrated as we see in the Oxford style, that makes the shoe a little less formal. We also see the fact that there's quite a lot of broguing on here, which also makes the shoe a little less formal. But the day-night sole means it's rugged, it's tough, I can wear it in the outdoors, and it easily fits with jeans. Yes, absolutely, you can wear these shoes with jeans, but also perhaps more comfortably with chinos, with grey flannel slacks. So it really fits into that ground where my burgundy semi-brogue left off. My full brogue, my full wingtip, can really edge in there. Now for my third choice shoe, I'm definitely choosing brown. The reason I choose brown is because brown offers a lot more opportunity for personal expression. Because there are many different shades and tones and different colours within the brown world. You can have quite a light brown, a walnut coloured brown, or a very dark chocolate brown, which is nearer to black. Or you can have this one, which is what is referred to as a chestnut brown. I'm also rather fond of an oxblood, which is sort of brown with a hint of red. A beautiful colour, not quite burgundy, but a bit more brown. And that, I think, is a classic colour, which is so wearable across a gentleman's collection of clothing. But the full wingtip brogue, lots of passion in there, lots of texture going on, lots of difference to other shoes here with the flair which comes from that broguing. You can have some brogues with not a great deal of broguing, others with broguing everywhere. This is a very heavily brogued wingtip shoe, lots of broguing going on, but it's a beauty. And I wear this one very commonly. In fact, I've got one exactly the same in black, but for me the brown is the colour that I default to more than others. Now finally, I've chosen my top 3 shoes, but there's one thing that can't be omitted in any of these shoes, and that is a good shine. All right, the one thing that all these shoes have in common, some are very formal, some are far less formal, but the one thing they all have in common is that they all look 100% better if there's a mirror shine on them. Maybe not necessarily a mirror shine to the highest degree on things like the broguing, but I always do put a bit of a shine on there, because your shoe is always going to stand out if it shines. And it's something which costs nothing other than your time, a little bit of know-how, and a little bit of polish. So never forget, it doesn't matter how expensive your shoes are, how glamorous they may be, they're always going to look better if you put a shine on them. So never omit that from your shoe collection. So folks, and particularly, hang on, who's the person who asked the question? I forgot. Mike, I hope that answered your question. That is my top 3 shoe collection for dress shoes for smart and semi-formal situations. You won't go far wrong. There's a common theme running through them all there. It's broguing, but they'll see you right. So if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, click the red button and subscribe. If you'd like to practically support the channel, you can do that by buying me a coffee, and you will find the link to my Buy Me a Coffee page in the show notes below. Please don't forget, if you have a question for me, just like Mike did, send me an email. You'll find my email address in the About section on my main YouTube page, or just drop it into the comment section below. And if I can, I will create a response video especially for your question. So, wear your own 3 shoe collection with pride and passion and with a great shine on it. And you will stand out from the crowd every day, wherever you go. You will be the best dressed man in the room. So, until the next time, take care of yourselves, and I will see you again very soon.